Should we talk about that game first? Jackson, Mr. I'm so confident. The Boston Bozos do it again.
Boston Bozos.
And we're going to pretend to be surprised about it again, even though this is what they fucking do. They're 500 at home with Tatum and Brown. They're 500 against good teams. They're 500 against bad teams. This is what they do. We always act like we're surprised. Obviously, they could come through and win this shit in 5, but none of us should be surprised, except for Jackson, who could not possibly have been more smug about this fucking series, which is now going to the heartland of the United States of America, tied 1-1.
Yeah. First?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Step to the podium.
Step to the podium. Yeah. I mean, like you said, strangely not surprising, which like leaves me strangely not as stressed as I feel like I could or should or like definitely should be after getting smoked at home in game 2 and back-to-back rounds. What I'll say is it leaves me definitely concerned about next round and a potential finals matchup. I'm still not particularly concerned about this round. Now, if I will say, and the Cleveland is at home in game 3, they should, that's where they got to protect their home court or whatever. If the Celtics go down 1-2, I will be concerned about this round. I'm not concerned about this round as of this moment. I do think this is a very bad sign for the potential conference finals or finals matchup. Like it's one of those things. It feels like a cliche, but I do think it's true that great teams don't do things like this. They just don't. They don't do things like this. Not this consistently, anyways. Maybe you lay an egg every once in a while, but it's the fact that this is not surprising. Half the time at home is, I mean, I don't think they've laid eggs half the time, but a 500 record at home in the playoffs is not good. And this is 2 back-to-back game 2s in the same playoffs against teams that have one good offensive play. I guess the Cavs have Darius Garland also, but like they should not be getting outscored by the Cleveland Cavaliers.
24 points.
It just simply should not happen. And so I don't know. I'm still not stressed about this round. I will be stressed Saturday night if they lose, but it's not a good sign.
I'm completely on the same page with you where this is a repeated pattern where the Celtics are due for a stinker like every series, but that stinker is not going to have them cough up a series to a lesser team. It's something that's you're going to be concerned about when they play the legit teams where you cannot afford to let a game slip past you, right? So yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't think they're in trouble with this Cleveland squad in this series, but it's just not a good sign that this team just always has a stinker every fucking series like that, bro.
Is this one of the best teams that consistently underperforms? Like when have we seen a team this good that gets their ass beat? This much, especially at home. It's just so weird. I just haven't seen a team like this that just do they take their foot off the gas? Is it laziness? Is it, like what is it about this team that they play teams that they just shouldn't be they shouldn't even be competing with them? They're breaking records in the regular season, getting the playoffs, and they have games like this in every series. It's so weird.
Tatum, 7 of 17. Brown, 7 of 17. Derek White, 3 of 11. Drew Holiday, 2 of 7. The team shot 41%. They were 8 of 35 as a team from 3 at home.
Is that bad?
Sounds good.
Not bad for me. I love it. I think I get this sense of, I don't want to say entitlement, but I think you're so right about the character of the team. That's like, and I would add, by the way, the Lakers have had many teams like this over the last several years. It's like they think because they're the Boston Celtics, because they've got a good seed, that they are entitled to something. And I don't look at how the Nuggets played in last year's playoffs. Look at how the Timberwolves are playing in this year's playoffs. The Timberwolves are playing like they're the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're like, we have to rip the head off of every opponent we're going to play. The Celtics, it's like they play like they're the 2-time defending champs or something. It's like, it's like even the way you were just talking about it, it's like, well, we'll push the switch, we'll flip the switch when we need to. So you haven't won anything yet. and you're the overwhelming favorites in these playoffs, and you still just come out and you don't score 100 points. It's totally baffling.
They should be the hungriest team in the playoffs.
Yes.
How good they've been in the regular season and how bad they played in the playoffs. You know what I mean? And also they got close to winning a chip 2 years ago and had some stinkers. Like, y'all should be the hungriest team. You've been too good not to win shit. It's, and it just seems like they have these games where they got out rebounded handily. They got killed on the boards with Jared Allen on the fucking bench. The best rebounder on the bench, and y'all getting killed on the fucking boards. That's just a lack of effort. It's like we don't care. We're the like Mike was saying, entitlement, and I just don't understand it.
And I know it hurts you. Like Jackson's a Celtics fan, but you're a Jayson Tatum fan. I mean, he's from your hat. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? I don't get that too. And when watching him, they don't even seem affected. Did they even seem affected by what was going on the court? It didn't seem like it bothered them like it should have. You know what I mean? Like Murray's throwing shit after this loss. You feel me? Like I'd rather have somebody act an asshole than act like they don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? After an ass whooping it, at home. It's crazy.
Yeah, and this is certainly not Jrue Holiday's fault because he's like the third or fourth or fifth best player on the team. But this was sort of, in my mind, was a big part of the Jrue Holiday acquisition, was to theoretically avoid these kinds of losses. You have a guy who has won a championship, who can bolster the defense, can speak to a lot of these sort of challenges and can be a stabilizer type of player when Tatum and Brown, who we've have enough evidence at this point to say they're not as consistent as Celtics fans would like them to be. And so far, not happening. No stabilization from Jrue Holiday. Kristaps is out, which whatever. And I don't know. This is the first time in a while I've said that I've kind of come around on Joe Mazzulla. First time in a while where I was like, what? Why is Xavier Tillman playing? Why is Xavier Tillman playing? I know that they're getting out rebounded. Why the hell is Xavier Tillman in the game? I do not understand why Xavier Tillman is playing. Some of the rotations for the first time, I was like, man. Maybe
also the philosophy,
not switch the coach up or anything.
The philosophy, that's a lot of fucking three. Like, bro, you're missing this many threes. You have to have a backup plan. You're not hitting. Yeah. How do we figure it out? You know what I mean? Like, I look at Jayson Tatum, and I love Jayson Tatum's game. He settles so fucking much. Bro, if you're not making shots, get to the fucking rim. It's like it's not an option for him. I just don't get it. I just don't understand this team, a team that's this good and has moments like this, and with good teams just struggles. Wow, this nigga's so excited.
That's Mike right now. I saw a stat today. So I forget exactly what the number was, but it was that since Joe Mazzulla has been the head coach of the Celtics, they have the most losses when a double-digit favorite.
They were at 12. We talked about it on the last.
Which is exactly what we're
saying. And they lost by 24 points.
Which is exactly what we're saying. It's one thing. It's one thing to have a stinker like the Nuggets did against the Timberwolves, right? Against a team that looks dominant. Right. That we're like, should they be the favorites to win the title? That's how dominant they look. It's another to do it against a team that just needed 50 from Donovan Mitchell in Game 7 or whatever it was against a team of 23-year-olds.
A team of 23-year-olds with 3 scorers on the floor.
Right, who I very much like.
Me too, but
it's not even a shot at them. But like the Cavs took them 7 games, and the Celtics are losing to that team by 26. And I know the 3-point variance, all this stuff, but like at the end of the day, it's fucking nut up or shut up time.
This is why I got a lot of Celtics fans who are tweeting at me that I was just being a hater when I said I thought the Magic could give them a series. This is it, man. Like it's an easy team to throw a wrench in the works. Like whether it's because of the attitude or whether it's because of character or coaching, whatever it is, like the pattern has been proven at this point. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
It's a team that's really good, and it seems like any team can beat them in one game.
Yes.
Game to game, there could be the best team in the NBA, but any team can beat them. You feel me? And I just don't get that. Like when you see really good teams, there's guaranteed wins. There's no fucking guaranteed wins with the Celtics team because they can just lay an egg at any moment.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's frustrating as a Tatum fan. I'd be like, what the fuck?
The chat is kind of lighting me up right now.
Really?
But this is a great one from John. John A said, someone on Twitter said Tatum is the Michael Jordan of Tobias.
God damn. They do it a homie like that.
They ain't gotta do it like that.
That's a good one. That's a pretty good one.
John's not going.
I hate to say it.
This is the thing with Tatum, though. This is the thing with Tatum. I feel like Tatum doesn't. I think Tatum has the ability to. He has the skill to flip that switch. I don't know if he has the mentality. You know what I mean? We'll see a great game when he drops 50, but we don't need necessarily for you to drop 50 in a game 7. We need for you to consistently grab hold of a game and take this motherfucker over when you see it's going the other way. Like, Tatum has to have the ability to be like, all right, give me the fucking ball. That's the thing that's talking about with Brunson. Jalen Brunson will like, bro, like he's a guy that's like, I'm going to put the game in my hands and mold this shit so we can fucking win. How often do we see Jayson Tatum not do that in big moments? Like, you to be the guy, you have to do that. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing Ant Edwards do that in this series and in this playoffs. You know what I'm saying? We've seen him consistently do that. And Jayson Tatum does not do that. And he has the skill to. Why the fuck aren't you?
I just always go back to Tatum when I'm watching him in the playoffs, and I think of that series he had versus KD, and I was like, bro, I think he might be ready to take that leap into being the best player in the world. After that performance that he put against KD, where he was getting buckets, getting all of KD's jersey, making shit difficult, gave KD what I think was the worst playoff series of his career. Right. And I was like, this dude might be the best player in the world one day. And it's just, he hasn't taken that leap. Like, he's still a bad motherfucker. Don't get me wrong.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. But it's just like, I feel like we've seen the Tatum that Tatum could fully be, and everyone sees that except for him. You know, that's what it feels.
We felt this way for 3 years. There's like, it feels like the majority of the time when I'm looking at Tatum, I'm thinking this guy could be the best player in the world. Like,
yes,
for 3 years. And then we see in the playoffs where these things happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. It's the city needs this, nigga. St. Louis needs this, baby. We root for you. You feel me? Like, come on, bro. I hope you have it.
Well, the 50 in Game 7 thing is evidence that he's one of the best tough shot makers in the entire NBA, right? Period. And I don't know if it's a skill thing or a mentality thing or something else, but the thing that he seems to be lacking that someone like Jalen Brunson has is the ability to get himself a really high percentage shot. Any possession he wants. Tatum is like, I think he's a significantly better like tough shot maker than Jalen Brunson. But Jalen Brunson is way better at getting shots that are easy for him.
He gets to his spots, you know what I mean? And then Jayson, like, I think the fact that he's tall, the fact that he's so skilled, he leans on that in times when, like, bro, get to the bucket. And even when he gets to the bucket, we'll see a lot of this dipsy doing shit. Nigga, you are fucking 6'9". Go with that nigga chest. Why the fuck are you trying to, nigga, fuck all that avoidance shit. You go to the rim, either I'm getting a bucket or I'm getting fouled. I'm leaving with something. He leaves the fucking paint a lot with nothing, nigga. Like, my nigga, bro. Like, nigga, go quit the cute shit. Quit the light skin shit, nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get on your hood nigga shit, bro. You from U City, my nigga. Come on, bro.
He had a plus minus of -22 tonight.
Damn.
That's not good, I would say. I'm talking shit, but I still think they're gonna win the series in 5 or 6 games. Yeah. But you know, it's all about the next series.
And and I'm not trying to shit on Jay. We all say he's a good player. He's a great player, a bad motherfucker. We just want him to take it to the level that we all think he can, like Tyler said. And it's just frustrating.
We don't all want him to. I mean,
yeah.
It's fine with me.
You anti St. Louis, my G? Come on.
I love Jayson Tatum. I genuinely do love Jayson Tatum also, and I'm rooting for him on your behalf as well. But it's just, he just happens to be on a team that, you know. I would say this, because Jackson's not the only Celtics fan I know who is so smug about this fucking series too. And but it's funny because it's kind of like that mentality from the team bleeds over into the fans. It's like, what makes you feel that confident about, like I was talking about before the series, like they lose half their games at home with this coach and these star players. So like, where does the confidence come from? That's like, well, you think the Celtics are going to blow a game to the Cavs at home? Like, yes, consistently.
What would make you think that? You know what I mean? Like, you haven't been watching the last 3 seasons. Right. Crazy, G.
All right.
I mean, the confidence in the first 2 rounds comes from the fact that they make the conference finals a lot more than they don't with Jayson Tatum.
That's super fair.
That's where the confidence comes from, the first 2 rounds. They very rarely don't make it that far. So that got to give credit, a certain amount of credit in that sense, that when he has been on the roster, they are making the conference finals.
Super fair. And I mean, we're talking a lot of shit on a team that's going to win this series by 5 games, but I don't give a fuck because this was the night to talk shit. And Jackson picked Thursday because he wanted to make sure we could talk about the Celtics-Cavs series. And so here we are. This is the game that we got to talk about tonight. So
he got his wish.
The NBA playoffs are heating up, and so is the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. With same-game parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more. Don't miss out as the NBA postseason winds down.
Oh boy, the playoffs have gotten fun. The Nuggets-Timberwolves series is crazy, and you know we are locked in to see who comes out of Mavericks Thunder as well. And if you're new to DraftKings, you got to check this out. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code Jenkins. That's code JENKINS Jenkins for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.